they had agreed before the game that there'd be no talking by the players. But now it's been pointed out you can talk while your team is hitting the ball. Benji Louie claimed that since he yelled, it distracted him on the next shot. I don't think it had anything to do with it. That's what Louie's got to do. He's got to kill the ball in front of himself. Every time they do something with the ball, it's always open. Watch your screen. You see, every time Benji and Louie hits the ball, it's open. You can always see where it is. On the other hand, when Spattaro and Frangione hit it, it's always closed. They don't see it. See that move? Okay, remember the blue line on the wall is out. Sometimes the referee doesn't know that. Louie's got to keep it slightly out of Frangione's reach. Louie hit a beautiful crushing shot there. The referee called block, but the call of block had nothing to do with Benji being hit with the ball. Benji angry, Louie angry. That's bad medicine for a game. The score, 13-18. Benji tells Louie to relax. Frangione, the playmaker. Once he's inside and he has control of that ball, heaven help Benji and Louie. Frangione puts it in his own corner, in Spattaro's corner, over Benji and Louie's head, or blasts it right through the middle. He's got a choice of 4 shots, which he does very well. In the ball. Louie just swinging blindly now, as he usually does when he gets upset. I think the bet in this game was just too big for them to handle. Doesn't look good for Benji Louie. I don't think they have the equipment to make a comeback here. Score, 19-13, first move. This is called the St Valentines Day Massacre. In my opinion, it's not a massacre. Everybody's doing just about as well as they usually do. And it just so happens that Frangione happens to be just that much better to control the situation. Frangione, very cool. He measures everything. He knows what to say to his partner. There's the lift shot. There's the lift shot. Upsets the timing. It's different from what everybody's been doing, which is pounding. And the player's eye is taken off the ball, and his timing is way off. There's the lift again. See, when you're ahead like that, you can control the ball. Frangione wouldn't do that when the going is tough because he knows he doesn't want to make a mistake. But when they run some points and they're in control, he can do everything right. He's the master. Richie sets the play up with power. Frangione delivers the goods. Score, 21-13. My pre-game prediction was 21-14.
Right? lights are on?
Yeah. Okay. It's warmed up. We got to count to 10. The man who's making this telecast possible is our national Grand Slammer, Albert Opuzzi. What a job he's done. We have about 75 or 80 people here enjoying this terrific match. My own judgment is that this game is going to tend to meander a while as they try and get some turf for themselves. Again, Benji and Louie will be fired up for the first half of the game. They'll put some shots together. And I hope they have something to come back with. You just keep watching Frangione. Very cool, very calm. Never says a disturbing word, at least to his partner, unless it's absolutely necessary. He measures the talents of his opponents. I think Spattaro's kill shot was no good, right? 0 playing 2. Okay, second man, 0 plays 2. Benji tried to make a beautiful overhand shot. He was out of position, but he gave a good effort. The best volley of the entire match. And did you see who ended it? Frangione. The ball right in the right spot. Tremendous retrieve by Spattaro, kept the volley going. And Frangione puts the ice on. Can't take anything away from Benji and Louie. They're doing their best. They haven't played that poorly, believe it or not. It was just that extra something that Frangione has to make the volley in. Again, Frangione had the opportunity. He missed it, but it was the right shot in the right place. Another fine, fine volley. Unbelievable. The beauty of this ball is that you have to be right on the button with the shot. There were at least 4 successive kill shots. Each one was returned by Benji and by Spattaro until Benji took his eye off the ball and Spattaro put it right in the left corner. This isn't a game for power. Benji getting angry. 2 bounces was called against him. He protested that it wasn't. And that anger will come out with a few more lost points. These guys can't be hurt. They can't be hurt. They just know exactly what they're doing. Sometimes if Benji and Louie were in a position to win this match, it would be only because Richie Spattaro would be missing. Richie Spattaro has been playing flawless handball. His retrieves have been terrific. Of all the times these teams have met, Louie has never gotten the upper hand on Frangione in that right corner. Stays behind him. He's got the hands to move the ball exactly where he wants. The fact that this has been a fast-paced game seemingly has taken none of the starch out of Spattaro and Frangione. Benji and Louie have been allowing the team to get breathers from time to time, which gets Frangione back into the game. It's a frustrating game for Benji, who tries to get everything back. They're starting to talk to each other now, not in a positive way. Okay. Benji tells Louie that he's playing too deep. Gives him a discouraging word. Frangione correctly says that Richie shouldn't have been behind Benji. They're going to position there. There's only one thing that could help Benji and Louie. If they can keep putting pressure on the back team, Frangione may tire. But if they allow him to take breathers, he'll bounce back stronger than ever. This doesn't bother Frangione at all. Perfect teamwork. Spattaro, Frangione. Benji tried for the kill shot, which he doesn't have, but he's frustrated. He's not getting any place with his pounding, so he tried to push it in. This is a little respite in their forward thrust. They let a couple of points go by. Louie keeps hitting it straight at Frangione. He's supposed to hit it a little to Frangione's left. Make him reach. Then this power will have some effect. Beautiful moves by everybody. Well played volley ending in a handball. Players are fairly well behaved. Excellent game. Little mix up there by Benji Louie. They had a shot. I think even if they had the shot, they probably still would have lost the volley. Benji being forced just to play conservatively. Spattaro doesn't have to take two steps in any direction to hit anything back that Benji can throw. Frangione getting a little frisky there. He really didn't need it, but he tried to score fast to put a little more pressure on Benji Louie. Benji Louie have to keep pounding. Keep the pressure up. One shot. Nice little drop shot by Frangione with his right hand, right on the button. Nobody using the soft lift to get anybody out of position. They're all standing basically at the short line, pounding away, pounding away. They can't score. It's very frustrating. They're doing everything they usually do, Benji and Louie, but no result is coming out. The only time they scored was on shots that were missed by Spattaro, not by shots that were made by Benji and Louie. Finally, an up shot. Okay. Spattaro, even though we missed, hit the right shot. Frangione was in front of Louie. Spattaro could have hit that ball 6 inches high and gotten a point, but he opted for the low board. That's something he typically does. He really doesn't need it that low. It's amazing how Frangione continues to manipulate the Benji brothers. Backswing. He called it too. It was a backswing. Louie, what was the call? Did he get the backswing? He didn't get it? So for there to be a backswing, Benji called it right away. Now it's a visual decision by the referee whether or not there was contact. The mistake that was made, seemed to me, was there may still have been a block even though there was no contact. That was a call for the back referee to make. He didn't make that call. In my judgment, Benji was blocked even though there wasn't any physical contact. Yeah. Yeah. It was, the referee in the back was supposed to call a block on that. Even though there was no contact, he still was blocked because the guy interfered with his shot. So Benji asked the wrong question, not whether there was contact, or whether or not he was prevented from hitting the ball. A man, as he's going back, doesn't have to touch for there to be a block. That's the back referee's call, which he didn't make. And that's what Benji's question should have been. He asked the wrong question. Okay. Benji wanted a backswing. We explained it as best we could. He didn't get what he wanted, even though it should have been a block by the back left. The other team got up. Again, Frangione moving after he hits the ball, right in front of Louie. Keep watching the moves. As Frangione hits it, he has an excessive follow-through, which is a two-step to the side right in front of Louie. Louie correctly went for the left corner, but they're so upset with what's happened, losing the first game and not looking good the second. He's not making his usual shot. If only somebody had a lift shot besides Frangione. There are many opportunities there where Benji or Louie can just loft the ball over Spattaro's head, get him out of position. But you don't see it. Every ball is hit the same speed. Once you do that, your opponents sense it, and they're always in the right position to play your power. Power, and in this game is meaningless. Placement is the key. Louie hits one in there. He's more surprised than anybody. Benji making a little comment. He's back in the groove at least. He's not angry. At least not watching him. Louie's making a mistake and trying to outplay Frangione. Benji with an attempted lift, another attempted lift. Not big. Keep the volley going, Benji, and you have a shot. Just keep the volley going. That's it. Spattaro comes up with a great volley and goes for the right corner. He is playing flawless ball, as I said. He usually is hit and miss propensity, as we say, but he's doing a good job now. If you were to review what's happened so far in this match, it always boils down to great returns by everybody, and then the volley-ending shot, usually by Frangione. Frangione said, Richie, we don't need that. So he wants to keep the ball in play. Unbelievably, Benji wins the volley and questions what happened. Only Benji could do that. A few expletives by Benji. Doesn't know I have my picture in my pocket. But what a day for him. Don't be fooled by this. It only looks like Spattaro and Frangione aren't going into play. They'll be back in a moment. Those are very close to being avoidables. Benji, Louie haven't gotten one. Everybody's doing a verbal game now. It shows that their minds are starting to wander. A team that keeps concentrating and plays teamwork will be the team that wins. See that extra move by Frangione? Watching, always watching. He's never flat-footed. His head, eyes, always watching. So what's happened here so far? In the first game, Benji Louie took a lead. They were probably a little better warmed up. Frangione was not put aside by Benji Louie lead. Just took his time, kept coming back, creeping up, playing well. Spattaro making great returns. Frangione putting in the key shots. Second game, they're sort of meandering. First game score 21-13. Second game, they should be easing up on each other, not getting without a few points of each other. They just don't seem to have the explosive ability to make a statement. In other words, to say your team is going to win this game. They just seem to be in there hitting the ball around, and it's kept at a certain level. They just keep going back and forth, a few points here, a few points there. It seems to me that if Frangione wanted, he could probably get Richie all fired up and they could make that spurt. But I don't think that's his game plan. I think he's perfectly content to just keep Richie at ease, keep himself at ease, and then at the appropriate moment, if they can drift into a win by a couple of points, they'll take it. If Benji and Louie make a move, which Frangione hasn't sensed yet, it'll only be at that time that he'll say something to get Richie going. It was a good kill shot. There's a little weakness on the bottom of the wall. When it hits that, it looks like it's taking a bad roll. But you judge the shot from the level it was hit rather than by the result. First, you look at the level it was hit. It's only when that level is in question you'll look for the roll. Frangione moved his foot there. Louie got back a great shot. Frangione, the consummate actor. Tremendous get by Louie. They thought they had him. Frangione hit it right in the lowest point of the right corner and said, let's see you get that. There was some shot he hit. Frangione still moving. Had another great shot which would have boxed Benji out completely. Just happened to miss it. I think he was still glorying in that last kill shot to the right corner. Timeout, Benji Louie. Well, sports fans, who do you think is going to win this game? You still have to go with Frangione Spattaro. They played terrific handball. Very well-balanced team. Benji Louie doing a good job. Doing as well as they can under the circumstances. If they could get a break or two, they could probably do a little damage. But the breaks don't come too easily when you have a guy like Frangione on the court. That's where we stand right now. I just don't think Benji Louie have enough to get this game rolling. Frangione won't allow it. Louie disappears into the locker room. He's probably going to take voice lessons. He's the only player I know whose voice changes in mid-sentence. Benji is fairly well composed. It's probably because he's not betting as much as Louie. And Louie knows Benji is doing his best, which he is. He's playing a fairly decent game. We're back to... Score 12-8. Let's see what happens now. Louie can't stand a timeout, gets up and hits the ball out. Louie barely seeing the ball because of big Frangione. Look at that. He barely sees the ball. Block ball. Holy. I don't believe it. That was such an obvious block. That is unbelievable. What's happening here? Benji Louie take it in good stride, which is another what's happening here. Sometimes the referees get tired and they want the game to end. And they don't care which way. It's strange. Louie is starting to get a little arm weary. He's not firing the ball as he usually does. And that could spell disaster. Another push shot by Spattaro. Now the shots are starting to come. Louie on the defensive now. The firepower is leaving. You could actually see it. Louie is actually bringing his arm around the same way. It looks like something's going to happen, and absolutely nothing happens. Now he's starting to push. If that ball isn't moving fast, you're in trouble. Frangione had the shot. Missed one of the few shots here. Louie barely gets away with a block and something that was close to unavoidable. Look at that change of pace. Louie can't see the ball. Look at that change of pace. Unbelievable. The only guy on the court, while everybody's pounding and losing their head, he figures out changing the speed of the ball to upset Louie's timing. Exactly what happened. Benji has that look on his face, shrugged his shoulders, moved his foot. 2 downs. Frangione is so clever. He's like a drifter. He lets the game drift. Doesn't use more energy than he has to. Senses when he has to put on the power. Senses when he has to make the shot. And finds himself back into contention. Amazing ability. Always cool. Score 13-11. He didn't need that shot. Frangione is not at the yelling stage yet. He's just at the stage of saying, come on, let's do a little better. If Richie doesn't do a little better, then he's going to do the yelling. Benji tries to bamboozle the left line referee to no avail. Everybody's still playing very, very well. Benji especially is holding up very well here. He's doing as best as he can. Puts in the key shot again. Frangione. Everybody pounding, everybody returning. He sees the opening. Drops it in. 12-14. I think the ball on the right might have been out. Wasn't called. Eddie yelled at Richie to let the ball going over the long line. He took it anyway and he miscued. Louie came close to throwing away his second serve in succession. He has a fault now. Watch Frangione with a change of pace now. Just about this point, he gives him a change of speed. Benji, for some unexplained reason, all of a sudden, shot with his left hand and it went into the left corner. The most surprised guy in the play. Not surprised Frangione doesn't wear a light blue shirt, so the ball will be completely hidden. I guess he doesn't need that much of an advantage. He does have a red circle on the back of his shirt that has some blue in it. Maybe that's what he uses. In the ball. Louie's got to keep it away from Frangione. He keeps